Welcome to the Not Nerd Show. I'm Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave
Well,
Baylor.
hello, and that didn't take long. Hey, Grandma's already commented.
Oh my
Can you hear
goodness.
my fingers tapping? It was
Yeah.
15 seconds because I got distracted.
Yes.
My, oh
Yes.
my, how we have entitled listeners.
Slacking.
Yeah, Nate, I'm excited to see your background and to hear about your hat. But I do want to
Yes.
say first, and I actually wrote down some things here. We're going to talk about lawsuits, Fortnite, Microsoft, everyone's favorite, Google I/O, and of course, we'll have just the headlines, our takes,
Mhm.
picks, and tips, and more. And I got to switch the driveway cam. We've got some kids causing some ruckuses outside. What is happening? There's a gang with a shopping cart
Oh
going
my
through our
goodness.
neighborhood. Oh my word! It looks like they're pushing somebody, maybe. So
The neighborhood's
that.
going to, you got to get out there,
I
HOA, man.
I gotta get my HOA hat on and say, "You kids, listen up now."
I should make you a HOA enforcer hat.
Well, we need to do one like FBI in college. People to have it and say female body inspector.
Oh,
We need something that maybe makes a funny pun or something like that. But it says
yes.
HOA enforcer or something.
HOA.
Anyway, hi. How's it
Yes,
going? Hey there,
hello.
hi there, ho there.
And welcome, hey grandma, coming with
Yeah.
the early thing. I don't know that I'm looking at the YouTube studio for live streaming.
Well,
It doesn't seem to be.
I'm trying to look at mine and it doesn't seem to be working. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's why I do the intro, Nate, so that you have time
Yes.
to
And
look at
I
this.
did check the audio. It just doesn't seem okay. There we go. I did
Yeah,
a pay
it
pro tip.
always works.
Sometimes you just need to reload the page.
Oh,
And hold
interesting.
down the shift key and reload the page if you really need to reload that
Dang,
page.
that's a pro tip right there.
Yeah.
I'm
Why
actually
do
going to try it.
I look like a hologram from a Star Wars movie? My
Maybe you
lighting.
are. I
That's
Speaking of
true.
Star Wars, I've really been enjoying the second season of Andor.
Mm.
So, if you're a Rogue One fan, you should watch both seasons of Andor on Disney Plus. Who are not sponsors of the show, but if you're listening, we would happily take your money.
Yes, yes. Well, I am wearing a hat.
I noticed that.
Yes, and I am had ChatGPT make me a new office with a collection of trucker hats
That
on the wall.
that totally
Did a
looks
pretty
like
good
an
job.
office that you would work out of, and it's
Oh,
in a
I would love
trailer.
wood
It's an
paneling.
old
Oh,
70s trailer filled with wood paneling, and that's your whole office.
yes, yes. But I am wearing a hat. Ouch.
Oh.
As I snag my ear off.
The fishing line. Now, is this a just a saying, or is this a store, perhaps,
I
or a bar?
sir, I asked Google. I did a Google Lens image search. I asked ChatGPT. No
Nobody knows.
reference to the fishing line. So it just kind of came up and said, many fishers love random trucker hats. It's like,
Many
okay.
fishers use a small plastic filament called fishing line.
It did give me a breakdown of all the fishing lines.
I guess maybe it's more of a nylon, but that's all plastic to me. So,
Yes, yes, that is true. Well, before we get to our riveting main topic this week about Microsoft and Google,
mm-hmm.
one thing we didn't talk about this, but I heard about it on another podcast. There is a Siri lawsuit that you
Yes.
can become a claimant. I think I had signed up for it, and they had sent out emails, and all of my or the email had gone into my spam folder. Now I don't use Apple Mail, so no conspiracy theories. But I put a link in the show notes. Lopez Voice Assistant Settlement.com. Submit your claim. It looks like you can still do a new claim. Now I think it goes from like 2016 to I don't know when, but you can get, I think it's $20 per device up to 5 devices. If you have
Yeah.
had 5 devices that use Siri, you can get your piece of this claim. So, hey, that could be $100 because I definitely had 5 Siri devices in that time frame.
I buy computers and stuff from work as well as have several here myself. I could probably put 20 computers in there,
Yeah.
that are all somehow attached to my account.
Yes. So that
Anyway, but
is,
yeah.
if you want to try to get some money, you can either search your spam folder for Lopez v. Apple, or you can go to the website in the show notes and
Yep.
get a piece of that pie.
And
And
don't feel
speaking of
bad.
pizza,
Well, before we move on, don't feel bad
yeah,
about, I don't want to take it from Apple, blah, blah, blah. Look, if you don't do the claim and you don't get the money, it goes to the lawyers. So you might as well do it.
yes, and this was for third parties getting access to things you were saying to Siri. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Suckers.
in other news, look what's back on iPhone,
Woohoo!
Dave.
Woot woot! Fortnite. I can't wait to play it on a 7-inch screen.
Yes,
Now,
I
tell me about that, because the last I checked, which is a couple days ago, it was not coming to the US store. So what type of trickery did you do to get it there?
hold on, Dave. The ice cream man's
Oh,
going by. I'm going to be right back.
okay.
We literally have an ice cream man that plays the music
I don't
through our
hear it,
neighborhood. I love
but
it.
I do have some ice cream in the freezer. I might have
Yes.
to eat some tonight.
Yes. So yeah, I had been watching this story because we talked about it a couple weeks ago when the court case, the judge said that Apple had to allow Fortnite. They submitted the app to go in the store. Apple rejected it for some reason I'm forgetting. So it was kind of like, and then Fortnite went back to the judge or somebody and said, "Hey, you've got to make Apple do this." So yeah, today I was checking some last minute news stories
Hmm.
and saw that it is back. So
Wow.
they have allowed it into the App Store.
That's
Uh,
crazy. So this is on 9 to 5 Mac is where this article comes.
yes.
After nearly 5-year hiatus, Fortnite is back on the App Store for iPhone and iPad users in the United States. Epic Games announced the return of the Battle Royale game app this afternoon, and you can head to the App Store now and download it. Now, Nate, have you logged in? Is it like the real Fortnite, or is it the like dumbed down version where you can't do anything or buy anything? Which is what they had on there for the longest time. It
Oh,
was,
I have not logged in. It's still at the login screen because I downloaded the app and I was like, "Oh man, that was so quick." And then you open the app and it was a
oh,
13 gigabyte
yeah.
download for all the stuff.
And they
Um,
change every few weeks. There's new things, new campaigns, new things in the store every day. So be prepared to keep downloading gigabytes worth of stuff every so often.
yes. Yeah, every time you open the thing. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can log in. I use my Bitwarden account.
Mm, very nice.
I still had my Epic Games, even though I haven't logged into it for 5 years now since we got Fortnite. I'm accepting all terms without reading them because how bad could Epic Games be?
What are they going to do to
Privacy
you?
policy?
uh,
Oh,
while
it's
you're looking,
downloading more things. Yeah, yeah.
Nintendo got into some controversy. Maybe we talked about it last week. I can't remember, where they have a new term. Oh, there it is.
Give you some background music.
The new terms of service that will allow them to brick your device, rendering it
Oh, yeah.
unusable if you hack it. But maybe we talked about that. I can't remember.
We had it in just the headlines.
Yeah. Which, come on, guys. Don't do that. If I buy your hardware and I want to hack it, kick me off your service. But
Yeah.
if I want to play some game I invented, Dave climbing a hill,
Oh, and it's the new Star
Star Wars,
Wars.
that
What
goes
do
through
they
the
call
end of the
these
month. Yeah.
episodes or
Seasons.
seasons? That's right. Skip. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't need to watch splash screens. Item received. I
You got to
got
free
the
something for coming back to the store, I bet.
yeah,
I should do that.
I got the claw grabber backpack
Wow.
accessory, little grab machine.
Huh.
Let's let's equip that.
That
This is
sounds fun.
makes for a riveting podcast. Is me.
If I can describe to you
Um,
now, Nate is looking down at his phone,
yeah.
preoccupied.
So there it is across the top. You can see
Yeah,
you got your store, your full thing. I don't know that I'll play. And
very
actually,
cool.
fun fact, we did our Pafance episode last week and we were
Mhm.
talking about time. And might have mentioned, I know I've mentioned it on the show that I have spent a lot of time playing some dumb iPhone games.
Yeah.
I have not played any games in I'm 2.5 days clean now on iPhone games.
Wow,
And
look
then
at
Fortnite
you.
comes back.
Yeah. Now,
But it
did you
just
play it
yeah,
before?
I did. Yeah, I played it some on my phone, and my iPad, I think. I enjoy the game. I just never it's hard on a phone to get as good. You watch a video of somebody playing, then you play on your phone, you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I am not good."
Well, they
But
don't they have the no build uh, style
oh, yeah.
now that phone users are probably going to really appreciate because it was hard to do with all the, you know.
Yeah, the building
Anyway,
was never a strong suit. Anyways,
people who
yeah,
listen to this
enough of
show
that.
don't care about Fortnite.
Yes, this is true, but it is back. The long saga. We'll see how long it lasts until Apple gets some sort of court injunction to remove them again.
Yeah.
But our main topic this week, I wanted to talk a little bit about. It is not again for our listeners. Oh, and she was dropping off her ballot. Good job,
Oh,
hey grandma. We were discussing just pre-show that neither of us made it to the ballot box this time for
we
the
failed.
special
I hope the one
local
person that
elections.
ran against another person won. Everyone else was no contest. I don't
Yes.
vote for those no contests. It's like, what's the point?
I'm not wasting my ink on that.
Well, what if there's somebody who did a write-in campaign? Now I'm
Yeah.
just ruining their chance to win. I don't know anything about any of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yes. Well, anyways, our main topic this week, for some reason, at the exact same time, Microsoft is having their Build Developer Conference,
mm-hmm.
I believe up in Seattle. And then Google is having their IO Developer Conference down in Bay Area where they are located. Um, Microsoft, I think they had their keynote yesterday morning, Monday morning, and then Google had theirs this morning. I watched some highlights on the Microsoft one, and then I watched through the whole Google one to this morning. Um, I will say this: the there was nothing, hardly anything besides AI. Oh, look at you, split screen
I can do
suit
both.
there.
Both
Um,
articles.
yeah, but so the Microsoft build yesterday, it was very um I guess developer, but more just even kind of enterprise focused, and all the stuff that they're building into GitHub, which is where most developers and coders and everything hang out and kind of keep their code.
And GitHub is
There
owned by Microsoft, and maybe you
yes.
just said that, but
I didn't I But thank you for clarifying that. So they are adding a bunch of AI stuff in that. They're putting AI actions into Windows 11 into the
oh,
File Explorer.
whoa.
So
I'm acting like I know what you're talking about.
yeah, so like when you right click, um, there will be different commands for like erase the background or blur the background of an image or find similar images, all within the thing. So Microsoft is going hard with the AI. They have been for a while. They've got so much just nerdy stuff. It's on-device AI models up to web apps in Edge. So they're putting a bunch of different AI models built into the operating system that web apps could use.
They're really pushing
Um,
Edge hard. Does anybody use Edge?
I actually do on my PCs because it feels better than Chrome, and it's
Yeah,
already
Chrome is a
there because it's
slog.
built on it's Chromium now. So
Yeah.
when they first released Microsoft Edge, quick history lesson, they built their own web browser and it was not good. And then they just started using Google's Chromium, which most browsers are
And they
built
just put
on.
their AI and technology on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah. They've got some stuff like with the GitHub where now you can actually use AI to fix your code for you. So you basically have another developer, which is AI. So you say, "Oh, I've got this bug," and you just sick the assistant on it, and it fixes Copilot Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. I mean, some of this stuff, Linux, Microsoft's Windows subsystem for Linux is now open source. For all of our Linux listeners, Mike Peterson only. Oh, producer Todd's in the chat. I've been really enjoying wherever that desktop feature Dave was using that lays out the windows side by side, but then shrinks them down to normal when you drag it down again.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, your
that's called
Windows management.
Windows management, not to be confused with Windows management, like Nadella or whoever that guy
Yes,
is, uh, the
yes.
CEO.
Microsoft Edge is adding translation for PDFs.
Man,
Man,
we could
yeah.
go on, but it'd probably be best if you're interested just to watch one of those. The whole,
15 minutes,
yeah,
yeah,
a
which
five,
I
the whole thing in
did.
5 minute video.
I had read some stuff on Microsoft's build, and then I watched one of those 15-minute videos today, and I was like, that was dry information. So, yes, if you use Windows, you'll be seeing more AI like you will be seeing everywhere. And if you're a developer or coder, you're probably not watching the Not Nerd show, but
No,
you've got a bunch of new tools. They did add Grok AI into some of their stuff. So they're adding all these, they had their big partnership with ChatGPT or with OpenAI, but they're adding a bunch of different platforms in. But yeah, Windows, stay away from it. The Google one
Windows,
was
stay away from it.
stay
That's their
away from it.
tagline.
Yes. The Google I/O announcement today, it was a lot more consumer focused. Um, and they talked a lot about their Gemini. They did release 2 new levels of their AI, Dave, and, you're gonna wanna write these prices down.
Okay.
There's Google AI Pro, which is kind of their same as the paid ChatGPT for 19.99 a month. They've got a promo deal, and then the Google AI Ultra coming in at 249.99 a month.
Wow. That's whew. That's a lot of money.
Yes,
Some
but
people, some people somewhere don't even pay that much for rent. Although I would
yes,
like to know where that's at.
yes, please, let's go there. Uh, Dave,
Mm-hmm.
let's think about the holistic cost on this, though, for just a moment. $250 a month. They have a promo at half price, but let's look at the $250 a month. Let's say that you have a job and you make $50 an hour. Let's say you're doing real pretty well for yourself. You're making $50 an hour. So let's say in a month, you could use all of Google's AI Ultra with their latest models and apps and all this stuff, and you could save yourself 10 hours of work a month.
Mm-hmm.
So you're making money that
I'm making like
way.
$250 or whatever.
Yeah, you're making time. And they did a lot of previews. Now, a lot of their newest stuff is only available in this AI Ultra. But oh, quick sidestep that I don't know that this article mentions. It's not Satya Nadella. He's Microsoft, and
Yeah.
then Google is Sundar Pichai.
Yeah. Yeah. It's these
Close.
it's these two Indian fellows, which I get them confused a lot.
Yes, yes. Interchangeable.
No, I'm not claiming they're the same, but their
Yes.
names are not
Their names
names
are
that
similar enough.
I'm not
Yes.
familiar with those names, and so I
You don't
confuse them.
follow them quite as closely
Yeah.
as you would say Tim Cook.
Or John Smith or, Larry
Yes,
Bird.
but back to my sidestep. He did spend maybe a minute at the beginning. He was given some different stats of how well their stuff performs against other AIs and that kind of thing. But he showed a chart of how, in the last year, how much more efficient they have made their AI models. Now, this has been something we've talked about. It's been a big worry is that there's not going to be any electricity left for the humans because AI is using all of it. To
Yeah.
which my belief has been we're early stages. It's only going to get more efficient We're going to be doing lots of stuff on our phones, on our watches, on our glasses at some point. But he did talk about how Google has put an emphasis on, they've done like 600% more teraflops of AI computing, but they brought the consumption way down. So I thought that was cool, something you don't hear about.
Mm.
Um, and
Well,
hey, grandma likes to sidestep. We don't do enough sidesteps. We need to remember to
well,
sidestep more. Well, we do lots of sidesteps.
yeah.
We forget to call them
Well,
sidesteps.
I hit the effect twice because my noise gate felt like it was cutting it out. So I'm going to try it again to see if it improved it. I turned it off.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's the
Oh,
full
beautiful.
effect. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And
But
listener Todd could make that
no,
for real with his
slide
IRL
whistle.
slide whistle.
Yes. Yeah. He's got practical sound effects.
Mm-hmm.
Which reminds me, I need to dig out that NPC video he did for us for, I think, our 400th show, where he was robotically
Oh,
acting out all of our sound effects. That was amazing. That needs to get back
it's
into
like
the
that
interwebs.
girl they always reference that makes the weird.
Yes. There I
Mm-hmm.
every once in a while on TikTok, I'll find one of those live streams, and it is hard for me to watch, but they're
No,
making money off of
I'm
it.
not interested. Anyway, if you don't know what we're talking about, consider yourself blessed.
Yes, yes. But back to Google's I/O, and this does apply to iPhone owners because they did announce a lot of their apps are coming out on iOS. They've got a new oh man, I'm blanking. Most of the apps are coming to iOS too for your iPhone, but they've got this. They showed some examples of their new VO3 video model,
Hmm.
which created some amazing videos. And then it also
I used to be a
now
video
does,
model and then I gained weight.
yes, it does audio as well, which I don't think I have seen on any of the video models. So it'll create your sound effects, it will do the audio, put in voices for you all in one thing. And they had this really cool um, tool where it's a video AI video thing where it's called Google Flow. Yeah, you're on it right there. Google Flow is an AI filmmaking tool built on VO, Imagen, and Gemini models. Described as an evolution of video effects, the latter makes possible natural language prompting with camera controls and a scene builder. So you can basically create a character and then you can create different scenes where it keeps it consistent. So
Mm,
they did like a video of a old guy in a car driving off of a cliff with balloons and his car flew away or something like that.
yeah. A lot
But
of times in the old models, what would happen is be like, show me an old guy that's bald, and it would render something, and then it would say, now do a scene with an old guy that's bald doing something else, and it's a completely different.
yes,
Doesn't even look the
yes,
same at all. So
yes.
yeah, the
And
consistency is what's going to allow budding filmmakers to just use prompts to make their next film.
yeah, but yeah, no, they announced a lot of different stuff. Video live transcription for Google Chat. They showed two people speaking different languages, and it would just live translate for you. And one of the big things, I think I mentioned it before. Oh, and producer Todd, you better put some respect on Pinky Doll's name.
Keep
Oh,
keep Pinky Doll's name out my mouth.
yes.
Ugh.
Man, that
So
completely
good.
derailed me. Oh, yes. This is, thank you, Todd. This is making all this AI talk much more interesting. But yeah, so there was something I was talking about before I got so excited about that. Google AI. So we talked about the video, the live transcription. They're building it, of course, just like Microsoft, into more of their apps.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there is Google Beam, AI first 3D video communication platform, where it uses all these cameras to kind of, I think, do like holographic type video. They did preview some actual, there was actually a physical thing in their demo. They literally talked about Android 16 or whatever the new one is.
Yeah.
I think it was less than a minute in this over hour presentation,
Hmm.
but they were talking about Google or Android XR, their mixed reality
Okay. Okay.
lineup. There's a Samsung device that looks very, very close to the Vision Pro, but they previewed some glasses. Now, they had Google Glass way
Yeah.
back in the day, and they said that they've been working on this stuff continuously. They didn't just say, "Oh, Google Glass, people think it's weird, we're never doing anything." But they were showing these glasses that have video like the Meta, but they also had a little display. You could do like yeah, there's an image there of the you could see your walking directions.
I would be
Um,
really interested in something like this where it
yeah,
overlays my sunglasses and
yeah,
has
just a
directions or
little piece of it as a window where you can get text or you can get information on there.
if somebody
Some visual
texts you in
instead,
a
just audio.
yeah, if someone texts you and then the little thing popped up and scrolled across your thing, you could just read it. They have audio
Yeah.
stuff like you'd mentioned, but um, it'd still be cool.
Yeah, yeah. So that is something that they're working on doing there. Is that some AI video there? Oh,
Yeah,
the
someone's gonna cut their
glasses.
finger off. Oh, a calendar, just like I said. Gemini surprise.
Yeah.
Merrick surprise party Saturday. See, it just pops up right there. But I mean, it's a fine line between is an audio rendition of that text more helpful when you don't have your hands available, or is the video? I guess it really depends. If you're driving, I think I'd prefer audio, but
Yeah.
if I'm cutting
I wonder if
celery,
it has a
I don't know.
driving mode where it turns off the visuals or something. But it would be nice to like at
The
CES when we
directions would be
sat in
nice.
that low rider, that super low car that I had a hard time getting in and out of
Yeah.
that you had to lean way down because it was made by some people much shorter than I am.
Yeah.
But there was the on-screen display that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
one thing I'm curious about this, and I think I know the answer, is when I turn my head, are the directions and everything going to come with me, or are they going to stay?
mm.
Because it says go down the sidewalk, and I turn my head to the right. Is it going to update to display to
Oh,
point the arrow, or now is it pointing to the road? That's going to be a challenge to overcome with maps.
yes. Yeah. And they did Google announced the Synth ID detector verification portal to help people identify AI generated content. We've heard of a couple of these tools. You
Mm-hmm.
upload content and Google returns whether the entire file or just a part of it has Synth ID watermark. So I think this is the cross platform thing that they're working on to kind of watermark AI stuff so that you'd be able to tell, if I remember correctly, that some of the big AI companies are agreeing to put some of this stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there's going to be ways around it.
Yeah, I listened to a guy who's a photographer guy, and he didn't come up with this, but he had a plan that it's really going to take like Nikon, Canon, Sony, all the other camera manufacturers to have a consortium to build into technology so that when you take a photo, there's a digital fingerprint of
Mm,
what that photo is supposed to be. And then when it's altered, it'll mess up the fingerprint. And so if somebody alters something and then reposts it, you'll be able to do an identification and say, well, this is not the original photo
ah,
because the fingerprint is not intact. It's been broken or whatever.
yeah.
So that's one way. Or I don't know if it's where you could identify photos that people have stolen from you or whatever too. But anyway, it all boiled down to that the big manufacturers who create photographic imagery really need to get together and
Mm,
decide on something. But I don't know how that relates to AI generated things, or if you're illustrating something, or if you use
yeah.
Photoshop, or I guess Adobe might get in on it as well and say this is an original document that you exported and that someone's altered it. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
tough.
it's gonna be a tough battle because this stuff is moving fast. Back to the chat, producer Todd. My prediction is that any app tech, whatever aimed at the average consumer with the phrase "AI first" will be a massively rejected. I actually was having a conversation with another marketing person today, and we got on the topic of AI, and I told her I feel like uh, we're getting close to a mass rejection just because of the pure speed that this stuff is moving, that it's overwhelming everyone. I don't know how anybody could keep up with it. And I was thinking about all these developers sitting in the audience at these two keynotes going, well, that was kind of my job, was to
Yeah.
do all of those things that you just announced can be done automatically.
It's
And
just going to do everybody's job. But see,
yeah,
we're going to be living in this utopia where there's the universal basic income and people don't have to work if they don't want to. They can just live and
yeah,
have grocery. I mean, if AI takes everything, I don't know what's
yes,
going to happen. Is
yes.
that the utopia?
And hey, grandma said, Pinky Doll, I'm lost and can't catch autocorrects. Apparently, yeah, you don't want Pinky Doll. And producer Todd, what a great idea for text message window to pop up and hide your hands while you're using a giant knife and cutting things near your
I
fingers.
know that was a little sus there.
Yes, yes. And hey, grandma was saying that she did bring up the marking something somehow to show others to see that it's an AI generated. Yes, they can try. They're not going to be able to
Well,
keep on top of that.
it can always probably be circumvented, but
Yeah.
if you have a technology in place that's going to keep the mostly honest people honest or the lazy crooks honest because they don't want to go through the process.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching some AI generated video. They had taken some recent, very appealing movie, some Hollywood movie that had very great aesthetic to it and everything. And they were recreating the scenes with Higgsfield AI. And to my eye, they kind of did a test, which one's AI, which one's real. The AI one looked better
Hmm.
than the Hollywood movie. Just
Wow.
some of the details in the face and how everything looks. So yeah, it is crazy. I've had some dystopian the last couple days just as I'm watching all this AI stuff going,
Mm-hmm.
where are we going? And we are going fast. The train is at full speed on a every single week. There's just, I mean, Google and Microsoft had their big announcements, but there's hundreds of other AI companies that are releasing the same number of stuff every single week. And
Mm-hmm.
it's
And they keep iterating and beating out this one, and then they
yeah.
leapfrog. So, hey, grandma says in the chat, AI can't be a grandma. Au contraire, introducing Daisy, the AI granny, outwitting scammers. So, an AI can be a granny, and this one seems to be
Yes.
doing some good work. So, there
Yes.
you go.
Oh, that is wild. But yeah, the AI stuff, it is, man, it's fascinating. It's crazy. It's cool.
Scary.
I trying to use different stuff, and it is a little scary.
Yeah.
I have to be honest with people. I can't just be like, oh yeah, AI is great. Just get on the bandwagon and don't worry. It's gonna be
Well,
fine.
ChatGPT, which is an AI, has been a very useful tool for me.
Yeah.
A couple things that I used it most recently was how do I post a garage sale on Facebook? Because
Mm.
I'm like, what do you make a post? Is it better to do it in Facebook Marketplace? And if you do it in Facebook Marketplace, how do you set it up and blah blah blah. So that was nice. I didn't. It's better than digging through Meta's tools to say the best way to do it. And then I said, if I buy, I'm looking at an electric pickup, that Slate pickup we talked about a few weeks
Oh
ago.
yeah,
If
yeah.
I end up getting one of those next year, which probably won't happen,
Yes.
it had a range of 250 miles, right? And I'm like, hey, ChatGPT, create a route between now and my hometown in Kansas, stopping roughly every 200 miles to charge my electric car. And it understood all of that. And it's like, well, the first stop, you need to go to Hood River. They have plenty of charging things there. Then go to Pendleton. There's a bunch there. And once you get past Utah, it kind of just falls off. It's like, then in 371 miles, I'm like, no, I don't think you understand. I cannot go 371 miles
Yes.
without a charge.
Yeah.
So, but that was so useful. It took seconds to
Yeah.
generate that for me.
Yeah. No, I might have mentioned I spoke to a Rotary group about technology and social media and AI a couple weeks ago. I know I told you, Dave, about it, but I asked, the group was uh an older group, that was there, and most of them had not tried AI. And I said, at least go on Gemini or Meta or um,
Perplexity is a good
yeah,
one.
Perplexity, ChatGPT, one of these. And when there's something you're going to search for on Google, just search within one of these AI services just to see how it works. Just ask it some questions. If there's something you're trying to remember from history, ask it to break it down for you in a simple way. Just try it out just so that you have some level of understanding of how well it works. And I'm trying to use it more and more, mostly Chat GPT, just because that's the one I'm familiar with. Yeah, ask it. I asked it for, I was working on a website for a client the other day, and I needed to figure out some how to outline some products with a different background color within my theme within WordPress. And 10 seconds later, it spit back some code. I copied and pasted in there. Now I knew what that code was because I know CSS, but the CSS code, I put it in there, boom, had the
Worked.
backgrounds in
Yeah.
there.
It's a
It,
very useful tool. It's
yeah,
really nice. So
yes.
just
Yeah,
killing the
after hey,
environment.
grandma says, after Utah, get out and
Yeah.
push. Get some solar panels
That's my
and wait
bumper
a long
sticker.
time.
Get out and push.
Get out and push. Well, you know what you never have to get out and push
I'm
for?
not sure.
Dave's pro tip of the week.
So today's pro tip, back to Safari. I it's not really a secret, but I've been on this anti-Chrome browser thing for years
Yes.
because they just harvest all your data. They're slow. It uses all this RAM. It makes your computer crash. It's just garbage. They're the biggest player in the game, so they have no incentive to make their stuff lean and mean and work well. It's just bloated. And so then there are people like Microsoft, as you mentioned, who make the Edge browser, which is based on Chromium, and of course our beloved Brave, which is showing me your image right over here.
Yep.
Um, there are all these tools that are better, and so I switched over to Firefox about a year ago because Chrome was blocking ad blockers in the Chromium browsers, and
Uh,
Firefox is based on the Mozilla browser project. So it's not a Chromium engine. I know this is your head is spinning listening to all this. Well,
yeah,
Safari,
quite the sidestep there.
Safari that's created by Apple uses the Gecko engine, I believe, and so it's neither Mozilla or any of that. And so, what prompted me to try Safari? Well, a couple things. Last operating system update, they introduced profiles, which is something that I have been wanting to use in Safari forever. That's what kept me away from it. I
Yeah.
want to have a work profile. I want to have a home profile. I want to have a not nerd profile if I want. Actually, I have 3 work profiles for
Yeah.
different hats that I wear. I have a couple personal ones. I have my side business has one, so I can have all my uh, bookmarks separate. Um, when I log into different services, if they're cookied, they just log in. It's there's no conflict. You can do all this in one profile, but then it's like open up Google Drive. Oh, it's in the wrong drive. Switch to the other account, and it's
Yes.
like I've got one tab in one account and one tab. I can't live like that. So
No.
profiles are great. But that's not that's the explanation of why I'm on Safari. But one thing that's really great, and I'll just go back to this article that we had here on 9 to 5 Mac. There's this new feature is so good. Now it's going to be hard to see on this screen, but there's up here. You see at the very top in the menu bar, to the left hand side up in the menu bar. If I click out of it here, there's a little computer looking thing, and I'm going to click that. And now it has, I can show a reader view of this, which we've talked about, which is really handy for skipping some ads. And I'm going to turn that back off. But you can hide elements. So if there's all kinds of
Mm.
distracting ads or banners or in other news, they partner with all these stupid
Oh
spam
yeah.
companies to show you other
Taboola
garbage.
and
You can hide those. And so all you have to do is click this little menu next to the URL bar, click hide distracting items, and then you can hover over and highlight the items. Now, I probably don't want to get rid of the article, but these featured, like maybe I'm sick of this featured thing. I click it, boom,
So satisfying.
it's
I
gone.
just tried it for my first time here. That is worth. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to Not Picks and just wipe that stuff away just to have fun with it.
So here's another element on this
Oh,
page that's popular. That's comments. Sorry. Popular in our community. I guess it's all the same thing. I can't do it. But maybe I don't like looking at the guides. Like at the bottom of every page, there's a guide. So it's like, well, click that, get rid of that. I don't care about this author, Chance, that guy. What's he up to? Get rid of him. And then it goes to the next article. And you'll notice that those elements are not there anymore. And when I'm done,
that's
up
crazy.
to the right, I click the done button. And now, whenever I go to this web page, it's going to remember those elements that I got rid of. And there is a hidden ad at the top. I'm going to go ahead and hide that as well. Let's go to hide distracting items. I don't know. The ads, I must have bullied all the ads in my house from appearing because I don't have any ad blockers turned on, but it's still blocking them. So, but look, that big ad banner, that's the way the website should look right here.
And you can just full on delete the whole website. That is,
if you want to.
I was talking about not playing iPhone games. I'm just going to sit in Safari and just evaporate websites.
That'd be fun. But you can always go back in there and turn off the hide distracting items.
Yeah.
You can reset it. I think it'll show you. Let's take a look. I guess we don't have to guess. I think show hidden items. Are you sure you want to show the hidden items? And I think, is there a way to, report distraction control issues? So anyway, the hidden items, you can go in and turn them off or turn them back on or whatever. So it's basically turn them on or reset them. So there you go. And it works on iPhone Safari as well.
Oh man!
And if you have your profiles set up and everything is syncing, if you block something on one device, it should block it on the other device as well.
I am on notpics.com on my phone, as we all are often.
Obviously. So you're blocking some stuff?
I just to play with it, and then you can hit cancel and it all just comes right back. Oh, but man, that is so much fun. Let's see if I can do it on the camera there. So it's like, oh yeah, I don't like Dave's hiking app.
It's great. Boom.
Boom, gone. There's your gimbal, the Insta360. I like that. Oh, my pan lid.
Gone.
Boom. And then all I have to do is hit cancel.
And they come back. Yeah.
It's all back.
So on the NotPick site, as another example, I click the little icon in the URL bar, hide distracting items, and look, I can get rid of the header. Here's the support not nerd with affiliate links. Get rid of that. I don't want to help anybody out. The giveaway, that's dumb. So here we go. Now I just redesigned the website. So I don't want to load more. Cool. I don't want to give you my name and address. Get rid of that. And
it is just so Apple-y.
Yeah.
It works well. Yeah. So everybody go try that on your devices. Then you can just hit the cancel if you want stuff to come back. But it is
or do it, then just hit the revert button. It doesn't permanently change anything.
Yeah.
But man, I guarantee you that there are people who go to the same websites every day. Maybe it's a news website, or it's a tech website, or maybe it's a work website you have to go to. Like on Amazon, if they have a thing on the side that you don't want, click it, get rid of it. You don't have to have it there.
I like that. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Well, it must be time for everyone's favorite segment, Just the Headlines.
There was a bit of action there. My neighbor came home there to the right of this picture. He came home. There was a car that drove through the neighborhood, but nothing right now. So I'm sorry to report. Oh, and this reminds me of our dear listener, viewer, Elliot. Enjoyed a birthday yesterday. So
happy birthday, Elliot.
Happy birthday, Elliot. So there you go. Live from Sherwood and Tualatin.
Yes. Well, just for Elliot, let's get to Just the Headlines.
The top fell off Australia's first orbital-class rocket, delaying its launch. And I wonder if Elliot had anything to do with that.
HBO Max lives. Max to change its name back after 2 years.
CERN gears up to ship antimatter across Europe.
Chinese kill switches found hidden in U.S. solar farms.
NASA engineers fix some thrusters on Voyager 1 from 15 billion with a B miles away.
Regeneron Pharmaceuticals to buy 23andMe and its data for $256 million with an M.
And finally, Inventwood is about to mass produce wood that's stronger than steel.
And those are just the headlines.
If that's true, that's fascinating.
Yes. I even read a little bit of that one, but I can't tell you because it's just the headlines. Because I work with a guy that makes hammers and the heads are steel. And I was like, how cool would it be to have a hammer with a head made out of wood that's
really
stronger
cool.
than steel?
And that Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, 23andMe, I have not read this article, but I elected not to remove my data from 23andMe when they announced they were going bankrupt and selling, because I'm hoping that the service continues. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I delete my account and everything, then all that data is gone. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure I will regret it.
Yes. Well, on to our takes of the week. This first one I got a good chuckle out of. Airbnb introduces services. So the headline from their own newsroom, 2025 summer release. Now you can Airbnb more than an Airbnb. And one of the examples I saw was, it was like you can get a haircut at a local salon along with, wherever you're staying. It'll help you find these places. And I just thought, okay, so I'm going to get a haircut for $45, and then there's going to be a cleaning fee of $37.50 on my haircut because it's Airbnb. But yeah, interesting, for food and stuff. If you're going to visit somewhere and get an Airbnb, it makes sense, especially for Airbnb, to keep you in their app to just plan everything for you.
I did listen to a podcast where they were discussing this, and the Airbnb people were just going on and on about these things. And I'm like, I don't want any of that. It's just like they want to keep you in this app for everything. And the hosts were, they were like, oh, that sounds cool. It's like sometimes, like the one guy lives in Italy and he's like, I live in Rome and I don't always know what's going on. And so maybe I'll just pull up the Airbnb, even though I'm not staying anywhere, to find out all these local activities and stuff. And I was like, you're not going to do that. No. You're not going to go to Airbnb to look for local parades and stuff. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So who knows if it's going to catch on, but that's what they want to do.
Keep you in the app, get a little piece of all the action on all these other experiences, which does remind me of back to our main topic. And, these two CEOs talking about all these AI features and their new pro and ultra levels. And I almost saw just dollar signs flashing in their eyes. It's all about, it's all
going to be subscription.
Yes. Yeah. So, that is interesting if you're a fan of Airbnb. We use it occasionally, but I have no loyalty to Airbnb. I'll use wherever I can to find the cheapest lodging possible.
I just hate all the horror stories you hear. It's like there's either a mess up with your reservation and it's midnight and you don't have a place to stay, or some guy found weird cameras or something in there, or you show up and there's all these weird rules like put on plastic gloves to touch the remote control, or that's like same with the food delivery services. I hear all the terrible stories. It's like I am never going to use one of those services.
Never.
I will starve.
We mentioned this over the last couple weeks, and then we even mentioned it earlier. Adobe, but the I was going to put this in just the headlines, but I had to poo-poo it. Top tier Adobe Creative Cloud plan increasing to $800 per year. So it was currently, I think, what was it? It's only going up $10 a month if you sign up for on the yearly plan, but it was already $60 a month. I just talked about how I got mine back down to 30.
Yeah.
But seeing this article, so they're introducing a new standard option, which I believe stays at the same price. Yeah, per
Well, standard
standard
monthly
monthly
goes from $89.99 to $104.99, and this.
up from 80. Interesting. Oh, well, that's if you pay by the month. It's much more expensive if you
Oh, if you
don't
do
do
the
the year
yearly.
plan. But I think this finally convinced me that once my $30 a month is gone, I'm done with Adobe. I
Well,
have
I
not
hope
been
it
a fan
convinces a
of
lot of
them.
people.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
there's literally no reason unless you have like you're a graphic designer and the publisher or the company or whatever you work with that you're sending files to requires like
yeah,
something. But most, I got to tell you, most things are just create a PDF, and of course you
yeah.
can get Acrobat to do that if you want to stay within the Adobe ecosystem. But there are a million PDF creation tools that you can export. All the alternative publishing applications have PDF export. So
Yeah,
I mean, it's all about the inertia that people have in their sunk cost into the Adobe environment, but there's really no practical reason to
no.
stick with them.
I actually, after I saw this article, I went to ChatGPT to ask what are some services to do some of the stuff I need Acrobat for in other applications, and it gave me a list with a breakdown, probably 12 different services, the advantages, disadvantages of each one, pricing, links, all that stuff. So, yeah, I think this is mark my words, in a year, this is the end of my Adobe journey
Well, we'll
because I
check
don't
back in
think
with
I
you.
can cancel my subscription until then, or I'll
Oh,
have to pay for the rest of the
yeah,
year.
you can cancel it, but they require the payment in full.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
well, two things. One, we got some action on the cam there. Looks like the wife's going to
Oh,
go for a walk, or she's going to the store, or she looks like she
nice.
has a
She is
purpose. I hope she
she is
remembered her
out of there.
wallet. Oftentimes
Yes.
she'll get to the store and put a bunch of things in a cart and then say, I'm back, I forgot my wallet. So I guess
Nice.
extra steps for her, our exercise challenge. So what I was going to mention was PDFs. Here's the pro tip. If you are in the Mac environment and you have a bunch of individual PDFs or images or documents or whatever, just use the built-in preview tool.
Yes.
And I do this all the time for my expense report. I have a bunch of disparate PDFs from all over the place. I open one, I open up the thumbnails. I wish you could lock them open, but they always shut every time. And then you can just drag thumbnails from one PDF document into another PDF document and then hit save, and it saves a multi-page PDF
Yes.
document for free. It's beautiful.
Yes.
And she
And
was trucking, hey, Grandma.
yes, yes. Well, our next one, micro. This is interesting. Microsoft extends Office app support on Windows 10 to 2028. Now, we were talking about the fact that this October of 2025, Windows 10 support ends. So why would they be extending Office app support on Windows 10 to 2028 if you're not supposed to use Windows 10? So I believe
Weird.
this is the first domino. I've told my clients that are so worried about Windows 10 end of support that they're going to backtrack on it because there are way too many Windows
They
10
do it every
computers out
time.
there. Yeah.
Like Windows XP or something just
Yeah.
stopped supporting like a month ago
Yes.
or whatever it was. And
Oh,
there's still I read an article the other day of it says you use Windows XP all the time, you just don't know it.
yeah.
Because every business or sign or kiosk, it's all embedded in using Windows XP.
This is true. My
Crazy.
chiropractor has a Windows XP computer that
Yep.
they use for an X-ray machine.
There you go. See, you used it and you didn't even know it.
Yeah. And this, we do have a security and privacy story.
Mm,
And this one is very meta, not Mark Zuckerberg meta, the other meaning of meta.
yeah.
KrebsOnSecurity, who we often use for Microsoft Patch Tuesday articles, his website was hit with a near record 6.3 terabits per second denial of service attack.
Wow.
Dedicated denial of 6.3 terabits per second. Now that's your home internet's probably around 100 megabits.
Yeah.
So you still got to get to
There's mega, giga, and then tera.
Para.
So
So,
it's like thousands, millions, billions. This would be
yes.
you have thousands in your home, and this is billions on his end.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's a lot.
a terabit is 1 trillion bits of data. The attack appears to have been a test run for a massive new Internet of Things botnet capable of launching crippling digital assaults that few web destinations can withstand. So, of course, it happened on KrebsOnSecurity. So then he's able to write an article in great detail because this is what he does for a living.
Mm-hmm.
But that is just wild. It was 45 seconds, but
That's
man,
crazy. That's a lot of yeah, they just hit your equipment and it overwhelms it and causes it to
yeah,
crash.
yeah,
So that's what I mean. It and you can target websites or products or whatever and boom. That's scary. Yeah.
yes, yes, wild stuff. Well, let us cleanse our palate with a very fun bonus odd take.
And I deleted my bonus odd take button by accident. So ba da ba ba.
And Hey Grandma says, so are they going to want walk back getting rid of Microsoft Publisher? I don't think they're going to do that one. Sadly, I think that one has run its course.
As I say to people all the time in the video game world who are always like, well, why isn't it supported on the new thing or whatever? It's like no one's coming into your house, taking your old computer, running your old operating system, running your old program. So if you want to keep
Yes.
your Windows tower around to run Microsoft Publisher, you still can. It just
Yeah.
won't be updated.
Yeah.
But so that's not coming back.
Yes. So
Sorry.
our bonus odd take of the week, I found
Ba-da-ba-ba.
I'm loving it. It's called 10,000 Drum Machines.
Wow.
A very simply designed website, and you can submit. They by default by most recent for me. So there are some very fun ones. The top one on there is no common time. And so you can just go in there, play with it. It's just a web-based um, drum thing, and you can add in sounds and stuff. But if you go back, there is a there's well, the website is 10,000 Drum Machines. If you scroll down to number 11, it is the extremely long-term drum machine. And
Now,
if
can
you
you
go
make
there,
drum machines on here or
I think you would have to make it and then submit
submit it?
it to him, maybe.
Weird.
But so this extremely long term, if you hit play, so the first one is a closed hi-hat. It will play 22 times an hour,
Can you hear
and
that, Nate?
then I cannot.
It's
I
going.
cannot
I'm
hear
pretty
it.
sure it's going over the web. I
And then
turned it
the
off.
last one, if you play that one, it will play 69 cowbells a millennium. So you can adjust that up to 100 cowbells a millennium. So 9 years, 10 months, 13 days, 20 hours, 39 minutes, and 50 seconds until the next hit on the extremely long drum
Wow.
machine. We're
We're not.
not getting Dave's computer sound, so they're not hearing it either. But
Oh, that's weird.
you can play with these drum machines. And now the website does tease 10,000 drum machines. And if you scroll down to number 14, well, number 15 on the list of drum machines, you will notice that 15 through 10,000 are
Are
coming
coming
soon.
soon. I know what the problem is on the
The audio.
audio, um, and I can fix it. It's just going to take me a second.
Yes. I was playing around earlier with the boots and cats.
Boots and cats and boots and
Yes.
cats.
And there's buttons at the bottom. So if you go into boots and cats,
Oh, here I'm
that's
just on
not
this one.
boots
I'm going
and
to try it
cats.
here. Do you hear it there, Nate?
I don't hear it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But
what's
the
Boots and Cats?
Boots and Cats, you go in there, and at the bottom there's buttons. It's number 3. And you drag from the buttons on the bottom that say Boots and Cats, and you put up there, and it'll put a pair of random boots, and then it'll do a cat, and you can create a rhythm, and then you can hit play with your Boots and Cats,
I'm just gonna
and
do
it'll
that.
play the Boots and...
There we go.
Oh, now it's playing.
Boots and Cats and Boots. And... Oh, I need to do another cat because I have another boot.
Yes.
There we go. Nice. I like it.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna leave that running.
Yes.
Down a little bit.
Yeah, for the rest of the show. Well, I don't know how we've done it. We have gone, I guess we did start late. Hey, Grandma, our whole 15 seconds late, but we are running. So we are going to get right on to our Boots and Cats of the Bricks of the Week.
Nice. You know what I thought about, Nate, is that we should do a sound effect of Picks of the Week. Have you record it and do it like Space Ghost or whatever.
And I'll just lip sync the sound effect.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to do it live though. So my pick of the week. Oh, you've all seen it. Dare I? You've noticed this catch light here on? Yeah, that's what it is. A catch light here on the side of my face. You've noticed this bright light here in my thing, and I'm gonna grab it here real quick. I'm gonna have to unplug it because power.
Plugs, electricity.
That's how cords work. And I did not buy the battery attachment yet, although you can use it with a USB-C power adapter.
Oh, cool.
And of course, I'm talking about the Zhiyun Molus X100 RGB cam Mackey edition with the faux leather and the cam Mackey logo here, and it's got a couple different features, and I think it's mainly just the styling that's different. I was listening to a YouTuber, Mark Bennett's Camera Crisis. He has a website too, but his YouTube channel, which I enjoy quite a bit. He's a very lovely looking Canadian who is also very humorous. So this device, let me load it up here on the interwebs as we discuss. Command C to copy, Command V to paste, because the link didn't work.
Pro tip.
In there. So here it is. This is what it is. It is the legendary light born for color, and it's the Cam Mackey, who's a photographer. Here he is right here. He's got a very Western kind of tattooy trucker style. I think you would like his style. And so that's the thing. You can buy a battery pack. I was going to get one, but then I looked and it was like $160 or something. And I was like, I think I can deal with the USB cord and a battery bank. Now you do have to have a really powerful battery bank, like 100-watt one for your computer.
Yeah.
The lower power battery bank that you have, the less wattage it'll output. But this sucker will do 100 watts.
Wow.
And it is bright. And I guess I should have showed that to you while it was still hooked up. But it will overwhelm this entire space here. It is super bright. And one of the reasons I got it, because I thought that when you and I go out and do different shoots and we just need a light, you put on the tripod. Like when we did our last video and we were kind of in the shady area of the trees, to have gimbal. This kicking to the front of us would have separated us from the background quite a bit and would have improved the overall look of the video. So it's a multi-fold reason I got it. One is for some set dressing because it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, the barn doors.
Yeah. Oh, and that was the thing that I got, not for free. It came with this set. You can buy a kit that has like a Fresnel lens, a spotlight, gobos, all kinds of stuff, and it was hundreds of dollars more than I wanted to pay. But yeah, it's all magnetic. It just snaps right on to the thing. And so the different spotlights and the different things, and then there's the diffuser lens just pops right out. That's the actual thing.
Nice.
It's got a fan in there to keep it all cool. It's got a display on the back so that you can adjust it. And yes, thank you for asking. It does have an app where you can control it, and it's RGB. You saw the blue coming through. It's
Yeah.
bright white. You can go from warm light to very cool light. So that's it. The Cam Mackey
Nice. Very
light.
cool.
Well, it's actually.
And do we ask the price, or is that
It was around.
not released?
No, that's good. My kit that I got with the Mark Bennett discount was $250. That gets you the light and the barn doors, which is typically another, I think, like $20 or $30. So there was a discount, and I got the barn doors with it. So it was a nice deal. Now, I was a little concerned that it was not going to come in because there was some shenanigans going on with world shipping things, and I didn't know where this was shipping from. And so I bought it, they shipped it, and it just had exception for like 2 weeks. That was the only shipping information.
Nice.
Exception. And so I finally emailed them, and about a day later it showed up at my door. So I don't think the email had anything to do with it. It was just a coincidence.
Yes.
But I think it came from California. They were probably just back ordered because a lot of people ordered them.
Yeah.
And I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how to put this lens back on, this diffuser.
Nice.
But anyway, so yeah, around $250. You can buy the light by itself with no barn doors, with no battery, with no nothing for $199. So
lights. I like lights. I like lights. Well, my pick of the week is also camera gear related, from brand of the show SMALLRIG. The SMALLRIG camera cage for Sony ZV-1 2, ZV-1F, ZV-1 camera with silicone gel grip cold shoe mount. I don't know where the silicone grip there. So this is for my new Sony camera that was a pick of the week a while back that I'm using here at my desk, but I can also take, and to have, we've talked before, having a good camera cage. Now this one's very interesting because my camera is so small. There's not a lot of places to connect a cage to it. So this one, what it does, you see this ring here, and there's a little tightening screw there with an Allen wrench. So it actually connects, because my camera is a fixed lens. It just grips around the camera lens, and then you've got quarter 20s all over the place, and cold shoe mounts, and all kinds of goodies on here. But yeah, this was it was $30 on Amazon, 4.6 stars, 330 reviews, 50 bought in the last month. Now this isn't as high as some of the products you find, but I love SMALLRIG, and you can see there in the image how it works with attaching all your gear to your camera to get out and be able to do stuff.
I mean, you're serious. You've got your microphone, you've got a light, not dissimilar to my Cam Mackey light that I just bought. A little tripod, which the tripod that I was using for my light is not included. That's separate. It's also is a SMALLRIG. So yeah, lots of bits and bobs that you can put all over that thing. That's pretty cool.
Yes, yeah. So a good reminder for just about every camera. I think SMALLRIG has made a cage for it, because that's a thing. So
yeah, if you do anything with video with your digital camera, you need one of those cages from either them or Nearer or whoever makes them.
Yes.
They are definitely an asset. Nice, $30, cheap at twice the price.
Yes, indeed. Well, if you would like either of our picks, you can head over to notpicks.com, and we're going to get right to that Ramazon purchase of the week this week, because you guys have been buying through that link, and we have a fun one. I'm excited about this Ramazon purchase. I need to know more. Somebody purchased the page loading hat stretcher for fitted hats and men cowboy hat. Jack stretcher. The screw with the handle is easy to stretch.
Wow.
Yes, from Can Wupon. But look at this. 4.7 stars on 660 reviews, 1,000 plus. How many people need to stretch their hats?
Yeah, 1,000 plus bought in the past month. Who's buying these? Yeah. So I'm interested in the men cowboy hat. Well, what if I have a girl's?
A woman cowboy hat?
A woman cowboy hat. Can I use it? Or maybe
Yeah.
I got it. That's why they actually only sold 500, but they had to buy two, one for the
Oh,
men's and one for the women's.
yes. Yeah. They should just add another product variation on here that says women stretcher. But yeah, very interesting product. I'm very curious who bought that. Now, my trucker hats are all adjustable, but there's some are, I've got a big head that are a little
Mm-hmm.
tight. So I wonder if even with the adjustableness, if I could gently stretch. It says that this will withstanding up to 500 pounds of expansion tension.
That'll break your hat. That's
Yeah,
a
that would break
lot.
my hats. 500 pounds of expansion tension. Think about that for a minute.
Well, Todd says in the chat, he says, I need a hat shrinker for my tiny head. Well, Todd, there's something that you and teenage girls have known about for years. It's called toilet paper. You just roll it up around in your hat, and
Yeah.
teenage girls might use it other places to make things look bigger. But you can use that. So it's cheap. You have
Yes.
it already.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Oh,
And
whoa,
hey,
whoa,
grandma
whoa.
says,
No,
what? Driveway action?
no, did you see this?
Oh, what?
What's that? A four-way stretch?
The four-way? Oh my goodness, it's twice as much for $36.
Okay. Sorry.
And
Hey,
hey,
Grandma.
grandma says when you gain weight, your head gets bigger. Yes,
Hmm.
I
Is that
do
true?
notice that. My head's already big. There can be some added diameter because you figure the circumference of your head, it doesn't take much to make a big adjustment in
Hey,
size.
and Todd, I'm right there with you. I also have a tiny head, but it has no impact on the size of my brain inside. It's just
Yes,
squished in there.
that's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say. Well, with that, with the size of brain talk, and talking at you guys way too much about AI, hopefully you aren't crawling under your bed scared of AI. It's going to be okay, probably. So get
Probably.
out there and tech better.
I mean,
Probably.
you didn't tell him that one article we saw.
No, yeah. We'll save that one.